the depths of Chicago, live and direct, it's the Rico No Suave Show, starring Rico No Suave, with co-host Valerie Malesio, featuring special guests every Saturday. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is Rico No Suave. Ritmo.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Yes, welcome back. It's your boy, Rico No Suave, here on the 1-2, and I am super ecstatic. Man, I haven't said that in a long time. Ecstatic, everybody. Your boy, Rico No Suave, aquí. Otra vez, tú sabes, mi gente. And man, I am so happy that we are back to give you guys another great episode. Man, what is today? 29 de enero, man. It's like the 29th of January. And yes, we made it through another month of winter. I was trying to get it out. Because, my lips started twitching, and I was like, I'm trying to figure out what I really want to do with this weather, but my lips started twitching. So, there's some things that were going on in our lives that here in Chicago that it's very, very, very cold. And snow. But you know what? Who's handling the snow with me is my co-host, Valerie Malesio. What's up, Valerie?
Feliz sábado, mi gente.
Feliz sábado.
Yes, it is a little bit cold outside, but actually today's not as bad as it was. So, walking in the building today, the sun's out. At least I'm happy with that. A little bit of snow on the ground, but that's all right.
Yes.
Hey, no matter how cold it is outside, it's always what? Hot up in here.
All right. Giggity goo. Right. That's what we do. Way to go, Valerie. I like that. All right, everybody. Yes, it's your boy, Rico No Suave. We got a lot. Thank you guys so much for bearing with us because, we are ready to go with each and every one of you guys. So, you know what? Let's get to our social media handles, right? Our social media, boom, www.riconosuaveshow.com. That's where you'll find all of our archives. We'll find out all of the great stuff that we actually hear on the Rico No Suave Show. Make sure you go there. All right, here's the next one. Boom! At Rico No Suave Show. Yes, you already know. Hey, that's our official account. Yes, that's our official account.
Get rid of all the other ones. You're good with this.
Yes. Especially Instagram, right? Because we're Instagram bloomers. Right. So make sure you please go ahead and check us out at Instagram. All right, here's the next one. And Facebook, we're back. Facebook, Rico No Suave Show. Make sure you tell everybody. Make sure you like.
Love, love, love.
All day and every day, what she said. All right, here we go. YouTubers. Yes, for the YouTube people, hey, we're live. Rico No Suave Show. Subscribe to our channel.
Yes,
make sure you subscribe.
We got a YouTube.
And it's free. It's free if you got a Gmail account. If you don't have one, get one.
All of these accounts are actually free. So, go ahead and get you an account. This next one, too, is
free. All right, here's the next one. She said, what's that next one? Oh, Mixcloud. Mixcloud.com/Rico No Suave Show. Yes. And make sure you go and get that free account like what she said.
Yes.
Once again.
Make sure you get that account. You want to make sure you can tune into those specials that we have.
Yes.
When we've got live music, live DJ entertainment. So go and get your account on Mixcloud. It is free.
Go ahead and do it now. All right. So everybody, that's our social media, but we have something called breaking news. You know why? Because in the house today, who do we have in the house? We got the NFL alumni in the house, everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, the NFL alumni is in a building. Yes, but you know what? They're going to get a kick out of this one because this is our breaking news. All right, here we go. Let's roll. All right. So there's a guy named Aaron Rodgers. And, in Chicago, there is always a rivalry that goes on as far as with us sports fans here in Chicago. That, number 12 has been beating us for many years, and he said that he owned us. And one of our battles.
Not that you were paying attention or
So,
anything.
they actually just played, they just played, the 49ers. And there was a, ex-Chicago Bear. His name is Robbie Gould. So, the Packers had a problem. They had a little problem going on there and wasn't expecting Aaron Rodgers to only, have 10 points for the whole game. And, he looked up to the sky and he said, please, Lambeau gods, please make us win this game. And let me check this next slide out. Let's see what it looks like here. Well, he said, I got to go. He said, you know what? I can't do it no more, man. I can't do it no more. So, one of the things is that really caught my eye was, us Bears fans, we kind of look like this a lot, here in Chicago for many years. And I always, the guy that's in the yellow at the top, when he walked out of that stadium, there was nobody that's really was saying, Rodgers. They were all sitting They were all sitting like, man, I can't believe this, man. I can't believe what just happened. That's what I'm looking at. Yeah, he looked at camera. He's like, dude, stop. Just stop it. So Rodgers had to leave. He had to go. And this is the second time, and to be honest, I mean, we know Rodgers is a beast, right? He is a beast. And, as much as we don't like the Packers, we understand that there's just going to be some way. I don't know how this is just like Batman and the Joker, right? It's just like we're sometimes are the Joker, and then sometimes we do look like Batman, right?
Let me ask you a question, though.
Sure.
Is it as fulfilling and satisfying that this happened on a field with the 49ers instead of the Bears?
I'm getting to that. Let's get to the next slide, shall we?
I'm a little ahead.
So there was a guy that actually kicked the field goal at the end. It was tied 10-10. And there was a guy that kicked the field goal, and he was an ex-former Bears kicker named Robbie Gould.
The loophole.
Oh, man. So I have to tell you this. One of the things is that us as passionate Bears fans and Jimmy Garoppolo from Illinois, that kick meant a lot to all of us, right? That kick meant a lot to us. And what I mean by this, Robbie Gould, and I ain't gonna lie, there's sometimes there's things are really disrespectful that some players do. And I have to say that Robbie Gould was practicing his kicks while they were doing an intro. I didn't think that was right. I don't know if he had some animosity against it. But I think you need that extra practice for a kick like this. So, and what happened was when he did this kick at the end, let's go to that next slide. Everybody cheered them on. They was like, you know what, baby? This is for the Bears.
So it was personal for him.
That was personal
Very
for him.
personal for him.
That was personal for him. So, I have to say, with that being said, it made me feel so good. So good. So good.
Okay.
All the way through.
So again, I have to pose the question. If he was not an ex-Bears player, if he was on a different field, would you still feel that same satisfaction?
I think any team that beats the Packers
is your friend?
Is my friend.
We can go hang out at the club together. I might pay your entrance.
And one of my good friends that's here with me today used to play for the Packers. But that's why we still friends. Because I love the guy. I love the guy, man. This is my guy. Robbie Gould. Robbie Gould, he was an ex-Bears fan, and ex-Bears kicker, and it felt good, man. It really felt good.
Well, you know what? Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you. Well appreciate done. That. Welcome to Chicago.
Well done.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes. I'm trying to get on ESPN shortly. Okay. Well, all right. So that was,
I wish I could tell you guys he's joking, but he's really not.
Yeah, that's why I got my Bears gear on today, man. So we have the NFL alumni in the building. This is the second time around, but we have one new person that comes on the show today, and I'm very happy to be able to have to be able to talk about him. And I love his name, right? I love his name because I grew up listening to this name, right? and one of the things is special to me, right? It's special. But not just because, everybody, the NFL alumni has been doing great things around Chicago.
Yes.
Community work, but also that bridge between Latin into the community as far as with Latin. And big shout out to two people that couldn't be here today, Angel Lopez as well as Ken Harris. They couldn't be here today, but those are things where they're doing great things for the community. We're going to hear about that today. But first up, everybody, I need you guys to put your hands together, throw a football, knock somebody out, because you got to get back up, right? That's right. To be able to listen to this show.
Practice those kicks.
Put your hands together for one of the NFL alumni. He is the VP. His name is Charlie Brown. Yeah. What's up, Charlie Brown? How you doing, sir?
Hey, look, when you wake up, it's a good day.
It is.
I'm doing well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Charlie Brown.
Yes.
I want to say I'm so happy to be sitting next to you, because not just by the name is famous alone, but you as a player, people want to know exactly what your position is with the NFL Alumni, and also what team did you play for and what position?
Well, I'm vice president of development, I would call it that, old folk development and things with the NFL Alumni.
Yes, sir.
And that in itself is a job that's, I feel, has to redefine it. We will redefine it in terms of development for who and for how.
Yes.
That means development of things, programs for kids and old kids. I'm an old kid.
You're an old kid?
I love that.
And that. We're an organization that I was a part of the responsibility of helping found, because the idea of doing work for community is like doing work for yourself.
Yes, sir.
And the idea of trying to figure out how to model for kids is an important mission, and it's part of our job description as the adults.
Yes, sir.
And those kinds of things are responsibilities that help you grow inside.
Yes, sir.
And if you, because of something you said or done, if you see it affect somebody else's life, particularly younger, then there's a sense of satisfaction that you ought to get, which says, how did I do? What did I do? And if you can see some evidence of that, then you can be part of your own judge, even though you're not final. You can say, well, I did what I best I could.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's where I am.
Yeah.
I have to highlight something you said, because we discuss this a lot on the show, especially when it comes to our youth. Mm-hmm. You said it's our responsibility. And that's such a key word, because you hear a lot today, oh, well, I don't have kids, that's their problem, or that's their problem. And it's really not. It's a society thing. It's a village thing. It's owning that little piece of responsibility, even if it's just a smile, mm-hmm. Or a word of encouragement.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. I just wanted to highlight that, because I love that concept.
The old Bears, one of the things that I discovered in later years, that the old Bears looked at when they drafted a player. They looked at what his character was like. Not was it flawless, but kind of what was it like? What was the essence of him? And in the old days, before the Bears drafted you, you ended up having a conversation with Mr. Hallis, and we learned later that his mother Virginia was watching. I mean, his wife Virginia was watching. It's his daughter. They were watching because they all had input, and particularly in the higher draft choices, they had input for what kind of person the Bears selected.
Wow! So there was some sort of sense of you had what your character was. Is you walk with integrity? Exactly what do you stand for? And do you feel like some of that was lost throughout the years?
Well, no, not lost. Media plays an important part in it, and I think, sometimes something that makes a good story does not necessarily does not create a good kind of appearance and or a model for a younger person. So everybody, media people, you have to do certain things to ring the media bell, and so a lot of times that happens, and there's a different level of consciousness about that, because in order to keep a job, you have to do a job,
Right.
and your value then is placed on the job you do,
Right.
and how many different ways you ring the bell. So media is not necessarily always the bad person, but
It can be a double-edged sword.
can be a double-edged sword.
Yeah, because sometimes you do want to convey that,
Yes.
people are not perfect.
Yes.
Everybody makes mistakes. And do those mistakes speak to the core value of that person?
Right.
That's like trying to figure that out. And the media doesn't always, look deep into those things. Sometimes it's just, whatever the best story is to run at that time. But it's interesting to hear for you to say that at that time, that was something that that they dived into before actually bringing players on.
So, why did you get into football? What was football for you?
I'm a Southern-born kid with a route on the box number. My family moved to Massillon, Ohio. Massillon, Ohio is the home of Paul Brown and a whole bunch of all them other people where they cut their films. And Massillon, if you were a Tiger, they set different standards for you to follow. For example, and they were so adamant about it. Seriously, on Friday night at 5 o'clock, the town closed down. The game was at 7 o'clock, but filling stations, everything, the town closed down because everybody was there on Friday night. Now on Saturday morning, if you made a bad play, people would tell you, "Well, I saw you miss that tackle on the third and 3."
No hiding.
No hiding. And it was that way. And in my era, we were also kind of like I'm trying to take it this team out west that's always very fashion conscious. We were fashion conscious. We had white shoes in 1966, white football shoes.
Wow.
We had V-neck jerseys. We had shaped cut sleeves. And we had decorated helmets, all that kind of stuff. So we were kind of the fashion group of that.
Fancy.
Yeah, but on the other side, but none of that did any good after the kickoff. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe you did blind a couple players out there. You never know.
Because I recall it very well. In my junior year, we played Warren Harding, and that was against Paul Warfield and that group of guys. And we lost a game that year. And part of the reason we lost is because somebody turned out the lights on a touchdown that we were scoring.
What?
Wow.
They turned out the lights.
What?
They turned out the lights. And so we, on our way home, as juniors said, we'll never have that experience again. And we were 11-0 my senior year because we weren't having that. But that town is a town unlike any other. I guess the competition is Texas. I understand that they're very serious about it in Texas, but that town is, still very adamant about winning and losing and the standards for winning and losing and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow. So you got so in the NFL, you have a favorite team?
Well, once a Bear, always a Bear. Even though I played for the Bears for 2 years, I played in Buffalo a year and I played in Canada a year. But at the end of the day, I'm still a Bear. To this day, I also think that I'm a Bear in good standing, and the difference if you've ever had to communicate with household, if you're a Bear in good standing or not. You know what calls go through and what carols don't go through immediately and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's still true.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow. What position did you play for
Strong safety.
Okay. Yeah.
Strong safety.
What do you think about I'm sorry, I'm about to get into the Bears.
Oh, here we go.
So the safety, Eddie Jackson? What do you think about him?
He puts in good work.
Yeah, right.
Puts in good work, and in the Bears defense, one of the safety's responsibilities is, depending on whether you're playing a 6 or 4, is to turn in. If they're running a sweep, like a big power sweep, one of the safety's responsibilities is either force or field. And typically, if it's force, that means you stop the sweep from going as wide as as they would like it to go, and you stop it by attacking the first lineman coming out, which in some cases it's a guard, and if you're lucky, it's not a tackle. Whole nother story if it's a tackle. but your responsibility, if it's force, is you say this play can't go any wider than this, and my job is to attack that tackle who now has up a head of steam, and to stop this play from going wider. That means you sacrifice your body to the gods.
Yeah. Because
tackles weigh more than safeties by a lot, by an awful lot. And,
wow.
And for 10 yards, they can run as fast as you.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, my goodness. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, Charlie Brown, of course, since you're in the building, yes. I got something for you.
Oh.
I have a shirt.
Oh, yes.
I didn't know if you saw what my staff was wearing, if you even liked it. But I said, I'm going to give it to him anyways.
Oh, I do.
I'm like, Charlie Brown, one of the things is that not just because you're a Chicago Bears fan and you know a lot about, I should say, Hallis Hall, but this right here is based off of all of your accomplishments, but also just being a diehard NFL fan and also doing great things for the community. And that's a good thing, because what happens is kids, and also like myself, an older kid, look up to you, right? We all look up to you. And one of the things is that I have to say, through your journey, the Rico No Suave Show wants to say that we appreciate you. So
we
that's
do.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for all you do for the kids, young and old.
Yes. I'm a T-shirt fanatic, too.
Oh, I love that.
All right.
I love that.
Thank you. Okay, we're kicking me out.
Give it up, everybody, for Charlie Brown, everybody. All right, so, this gentleman here,
Thank you so much.
This gentleman here, my man, yes, sir. So,
next up,
he's been on the show before, and I'm so happy to actually have him back.
Yes.
Another great NFL alumni, but also a great football player. I want you guys to put your hands together for none other than my man Simon Chandler. Yes. What's up, man?
What's up, bro?
Man, everything's good. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You good? Okay. Man, welcome to the show. Welcome back.
Thank you. Welcome.
Man.
Glad to be here.
We're so glad to have you.
Yeah, so glad to have you here as far as with us. So there's of course things from the time when you guys were here, maybe a couple of years ago. I think it's been a couple of years. No, you good? You good? about a couple of years ago, right? Mm-hmm. And one of the things is that you guys have been doing a lot, over time, right? But a lot of my audience, of course, the audience have grown, and we want to know exactly, what your position is as far as with the NFL alumni, and also who did you play for, and what position did you play for? And third question is, what are you guys, or what are you doing as far as to help as far as build the community?
In what order?
So let's go first. Let's go first. What position are you as far as with the NFL?
I was a tight end and initially converted to linebacker.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For what?
I did first with the Rams and then Kansas City Chiefs.
What you think about the
Rams in St. Louis?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Details.
If I was in LA, I probably wouldn't be back. I wouldn't be back.
They're in LA now, so
I will come back.
So you were you played with the Kansas City Chiefs. What do you think about them now?
They're gonna win, right?
You're looking for reassurance over here.
St. Louis, LA Rams are in it as well too.
Mm.
What do you think about them?
They are.
I think the Chiefs is gonna
take it, right?
Yeah, they got the.
You really think so?
They got the momentum. I mean, it's
I hear way too many yeahs going on over here.
You know what you got? You got that feeling though, right? You have that feeling that you know that these guys are gonna actually take it. So because the Chiefs was in it, for the past few years, right. And they built. But the Rams has always been good when it comes to their defense, just kind of like the Bears, but they're on a different level now. Like,
I mean, the Rams, they're gonna be around for a while.
Yeah,
they're strong and they keep coming. I mean, even with the vets to come in, I mean, they're gonna keep doing their thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and everybody want to go to California. It's like Chicago,
California. Yeah, which one, right?
Yeah. Cincinnati. Where you want to go?
Cincinnati.
Where you want to go?
I'm gonna be quiet because you guys, y'all lit me up last time with my Raiders jersey.
I mean,
so I'm gonna keep it quiet.
Man.
I mean, the stuff that if you look at like us, I was in a thing just before COVID, and they were going through like the different helmets.
Yeah.
Even myself, I mean, I went through like 10 different styles of helmets. I mean, we had helmets with water in them, but I mean, like the facilities that guys play in now.
Yeah.
That. And another thing that make me play, I was in a store the other day, and like the shoes, you ever go in the store and the shoes make you want to play football. They got nice, pretty shoes.
What? The shoes are real pretty.
Even the shoulder pads are different. Like the way they're all padded up is different. I noticed that the other day too, and I'm like, their shoulders look all small. Like, because back before their shoulder padding was even different.
Yeah, the padding was crazy. It felt like it looked
crazy.
Like they had more protection back then.
Well, back then they had, armored suits, basically underneath your jerseys. Now they have like these little petite pads that go over their shoulders.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I guess it's style, man. It's
style.
Better technology too. I mean,
guys get to run faster now because with the equipment.
Yeah, it's heavy as hell.
We don't have to wear cups anymore, really.
That's right. Yeah,
you don't?
No, not no more.
That makes you faster.
So I was like, because that was slowing me down. That was really slowing me down.
That's crazy, yeah, because we don't wear cups no more. So, when you played with Kansas and you played with St. Louis, the positions did you play just that one position?
No, I was, out of college, I was a tight end.
Okay.
But everywhere I went, even when I first came out of college, I did the Canadian League, Toronto Argonauts. It was like defense.
Okay.
And I was like, as a college kid, and that's one of the things we try to talk to these kids about, like Mark May, for example, he's a coach.
Yep.
And understanding the grooming process, because in college, they wanted me to play defense, and I was like, I didn't want to do it.
Right.
But knowing what I know now, I would have been.
You would have played defense?
Because when you get converted, and I was special teams.
Yep.
So when you get converted, it's a big thing, because now they throw this big book at you, and you're like, you got to know this in like a couple of hours.
Wow.
Basically.
Wow.
Yeah. It was
thanks for the heads up.
Right. So it's definitely a humbling experience, and one of the things we try to when we get out to the community with the youth is talk to them about that. Even some of the parents are like, oh no, my son is a quarterback. No, my son is we gotta, sometimes you gotta give them the real.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, because it's coming from true NFL players, right? Mm-hmm. Because you guys actually have that experience. You guys know exactly what is need to be done, so they either don't get hurt, but also protect themselves as well too, right? And I think some of them just that adrenaline.
But
I guess
also
when it
limits
gets there,
your ability. I mean, if you don't learn other positions, there's a lot more they can do with you. Your opportunities may be limited.
That's correct.
Or, it gives you a better understanding of the game.
I played in high school multiple positions, but when I went to college, I was upset because I wanted to play receiver.
Ooh.
I didn't know that I was going to be 250, 60 pounds, but coming in, I was 6'2", 180 something pounds. So
nice.
Yeah, that's technically, but no, I got bigger.
Yeah.
It's kind of trusting, what you think you should be doing.
Yeah.
And having that faith in that your coach knows what he's doing.
That's the key.
When he tells you that I need you to learn this or I need you to do this.
Yeah.
And, kids, they challenge.
It's the kids and the parents, though.
The parents, too, because they don't have that thorough understanding of why he's saying that.
Parents almost force them to play,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
I've seen, even at a younger level, like I've seen that kind of go left.
Yeah,
with parents. parents.
As a receiver, man, because, Devin Hester, looking at Cordell Patterson and guys like that, and even wide receivers, when I look at, of course, different wide receivers, even like, the Cheetah, Tyreek Hill, that dude is fast. But then I compare him to Tariq Cohen, right? Tariq Cohen, those guys are like super, super fast. But what do you think about when there's a quarterback like Lamar Jackson that can actually run like he's a running back, as well as he's actually a quarterback like even Michael Vick? What do you think about those players? Because it seems like the game is changing a lot with NFL now.
I mean, guys like that, you got to think over time, the style of play of a position changes.
Yeah.
There's going to be, they change how things do, how the game goes. These guys, when you got a quarterback that can pop out and run a 4.5, and he's 6'5" himself, compared to Charlie. How big were the quarterbacks? They weren't that tall, and then like even if you look at when the young guys was playing in the 60s, I'm bigger than a lot of the linemen, and now, you got linemen 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah, man, these guys are giants,
and they can move.
They can
double dutch and all that.
Let me get in there, coach. Let me get in there.
Yeah,
wow,
man.
Salsa,
they do it all.
It is salsa.
Look at him in touchdown.
Touchdown, yeah. Even Tyreek Hill was doing the pom-poms. Did you see him when he was doing the pom-poms? He was doing like this on the sideline. I'm like, dude, you can dance like that too? Little cheetah, right?
I think though that, guys like Lamar and, Vic, the quarterback, but even like I said, you look at a lot of even the line positions. These guys have changed. Look at what the defensive ends do now.
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
Yes. I think for us, as watching what you guys play, the one question I did, and I should have asked Charlie Brown this as well too, is who was your favorite team to play against when you were playing? Or was there a person that you said, man, I can't wait to play against him again? Or you just love playing against that team? Was there a team that you actually loved playing against?
I would say the go-to in that time was Oakland.
Oakland?
You got Oakland and then
right,
the other guys would have been Denver.
Denver, okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that would have been the thing.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. So, your position in the NFL Alumni, what's that position at? I'm sorry, the treasurer, right?
Treasurer?
So you're the one
Okay.
with the money. Yeah, right.
I'm that guy.
You that guy.
He's the man.
Right.
Literally
those
the
are the ones
man.
that trust you as far as the money.
Man with
right?
the money.
So everything comes through you no matter what,
Yeah.
because
I
bills have to be
I
paid.
send the hitman out.
You're that guy.
Oh, so we're responsible for collections too. Oh, there you go.
That's what I'm talking about. So how long have you been with the NFL Alumni?
Actually, I don't know. It's been some years. His era found me when Charlie was president. They called me, and I'm like, they called me.
How many years, Charlie?
I did pro scouting also
Okay.
for 6 years.
Okay.
The company that I worked with was Scout Camp Regional Combines, and now the NFL owns that company.
Yeah,
And they do all the regional scouting for guys that are coming out of college that were undrafted or whatever. But
Yeah.
I did Arena, and when I was wrapping up with Arena, I heard from one of their guys at the time. Charlie was president, and I talked to Charlie, and I'm like, well, I ain't had no long career, but I was big on community. I was big, and then even with my experience, I got a story to tell.
Yeah.
'cause
Right.
it's the things where it's like,
Right.
no, I didn't have a vested career, but what I know, and being around other, folks, it's like, man, it's like, why not?
Yeah.
And I love the like when you ask them what's your favorite team, I say I don't have a favorite team. A lot of us we call ourselves, we had temp jobs,
Right.
You guys do have favorite players, though, right? That you look up to.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and they move around, so it's kind of like hard.
unless I had a long career that I retired from, like Ben, he just
Big
retired.
Ben. Yeah.
I mean, he was Pittsburgh forever. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
when you're almost going here, going there, it's kind of hard to say. But the thing is what you do. Who's my favorite team? The Alumni.
Yeah.
The Alumni. At the end of the day, the camaraderie that you have, the stories that we have, it's things that we all can relate. We might not have been the same place, like me and Blair missed each other, I think, a year. He came to Chiefs after me. But he weren't there at the same time. But but we still have stories. It's still camaraderie. It's this guy played tight end. I played tight end. We both got good hands. You know.
Yeah.
We weren't the best blockers,
Right.
but seriously, we can relate.
Just saying.
It's like that. So,
But was tight ends? Well, back then was tight ends put into play to block though? What? Yeah, extensively. Okay. Yeah. Back then.
like when I came around, it was more like like Shannon Sharp. Ben Watson. Was it? I can't remember. Ben somebody, but it was Shannon. Another guy from here, Johnny Mitchell.
Johnny Mitchell.
He's a guy. I actually played arena with his brother.
Okay.
But Johnny played in Nebraska, and he was like one of those tight ends until he, But yeah, it was different. Now, I mean, they're leading and receiving.
Yeah. I mean, the game has changed so much.
Should we go to comments? Because there's a couple comments.
Yes,
or you want to hang on to them till later?
No, we can go with comments. Yeah, we can go with comments real quick.
Okay, so I'm going to start. I know it's out of order, but Jimmy Conga, hey, thanks for joining us.
What up, Jimmy Conga?
So he says, one thing I like about the NFL is that the quality of the game continues strong and entertaining. Unlike today's NBA, which it's the weakest era in history. Woo, that's a strong comment, baby.
That's a strong comment. Thank God it came from Jimmy. But
a lot of people think that way. A lot of people are kind of thinking that way, that, you keep mentioning the games have changed. Things are different now.
Yeah, that's hard to really comment on because, I'm in an era where it was Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, I was back there with Stockton and all those guys, and Detroit was one of the most hated teams out there in basketball that we didn't like, right? And they were just, Isaiah Thomas, those guys back then, that was when flagrant fouls and people like talking trash.
It was
and
rough.
All of that, and that was during that time where it was a game, it was basketball. I mean, we play on the courts and we get fouled, but it had to have been a real foul in order for it to be a foul, right? With the NFL though, rules have changed as well too. Now they got this whole taunting thing, which I really hate, right? A lot, because players used to talk the talk towards each other if they made a good play, but they changed that, right? And I'm like, it hurts, right? Because you used to see when guys like yourselves, you guys used to go and play, and you used to play as if we were playing in the street, but you had rules with it, right? But I don't know if I can say the weakest. I don't know what the NBA is the weakest, though.
The NBA now is maybe because of those rules. Back then, you had to be able to stay poker faced. You had to be able to deal with the heckling. You had to be able to deal with certain things. And now there's rules that kind of are different.
Yeah.
So you don't have to deal with as much and still focus on the game.
Yeah. Well, you definitely hit it on a point where you quiet all of us.
Everybody went quiet.
Everybody went quiet
because no one wanted to disagree, but no one wanted to agree.
That's really hard because NFL is one of I want to say is the most watched here in the U.S. is the most watched sport ever.
So
right?
He goes on to say Magic, Bird, Dr. J, Kareem, MJ. Today's guys could not hang with the above mentioned names.
That's right.
So we get your point, Jimmy. Thank you so much for
chiming
in.
Thank you so much. We have Jorge Ortega. Jorge Ortega says, hello, Charlie and the guys from the NFL Alumni. Thanks for the great support in the community. Thank you so much. Jorge Ortega, you met him. Yes, yeah, my man, Michael Blair. Yeah, well, you guys will be hearing from him shortly. Yes, it's brings in the NFL alumni to a lot of the Colombian events and things like that. On the Latin side, what's up, Jorge Ortega? Who else do we have checking in with us? Eileen Love, Lady in Red.
Eileen
She says,
Love.
"Hi, Simon."
Yeah, nobody else is here. Hi,
Hi
Simon.
there.
That's all right, Eileen.
One day, she didn't say Charlie. She didn't say nobody else. She said, "Hi, Simon."
I don't even think she said hi to us. She was like, "Hi, Simon. We got you, Eileen." We also have John T. for free.
John T. for
who
free.
says, "What's up?
What's
What's up,
up?
John? Thank you for joining us."
Violetta's checking in. What's up, my
Violetta?
Violetta Lopez, and you guys already know who Violetta is.
Miss
Hey,
Lopez.
baby.
Yes. We got anybody else checking in with us?
That's all I see, right? Victor Vasquez.
All right.
Hello,
Victor Vasquez.
family. Hello.
Yes, and
We have-
Dimasta 778 is checking in. He throws up a fire. He said this show is awesome. Thank you so much. And Daisy 24 checking in. If you said, I don't know if you said that already. But
Roseanne Almeida.
eso.
Thank you
Yes.
for checking in. Hola,
Thanks
hola,
so
hola.
much. Yes.
And that's all I've got on my screen. So if you have something to say to these guys that are in the building with us, you want to say hello, please chime in.
We got PLS Hack. Is actually checking in. He said, "Glad to see the Chicago NFL alumni and Charlie Brown here on the show today with a positive message." I like that.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, that's the one thing I love about having you guys in the building is it all equates to such positivity.
Yes.
Love that.
Yes.
Moise, thank you for checking in. You see, I said your name. I noticed
Yeah.
you.
He's actually a veteran. Yes, he's a
He's a
veteran in the
vet,
Army.
yes.
Yes, so he does a lot as far as with the NFL Chicago Bears as well too. So thank you so much for checking
They
in
actually
with us.
announced his name during the game. That he got an acknowledgement for that.
Okay.
So yeah, thank Mo. Great,
Congratulations.
perfect timing.
Congratulations.
Mo for checking in with us.
So, Simon, man, it's always good to see you, man.
I'm still waiting on the dancing. We got the dancing.
You know, hey, we still waiting for Angel Lopez to actually make that happen. I got an event that we have to bring you guys.
hear that,
to
Angel?
So we can actually have you guys salsa dancing. You know, I'm still. I told him, I said, you just let me know when, and I'll let you know when, and then we'll come when together,
Right.
and then we'll go from there. But yeah,
That is
I
gonna
gotta
be
get
an
you guys out there to
amazing
salsa
event.
dance with us. That's for sure. You guys will have a blast.
A
Maybe we'll do
blast.
something in the summertime for sure. Yeah, you'll always win.
Is that the Blair mentality? I always win.
What did you say?
I always win.
No, he said the who? The Bears
I
mentality.
said Blair.
Oh, I thought you said the
Blair.
Bear. Ah!
That was you. You see, he's trying to get me in trouble. I did not say that. Right.
That's right.
You know, he's not even on camera, but it's pretty evident who's in the building with us.
So Simon, of course, you know I got a shirt for you, and I
Yes.
think you still with us all day.
Yes.
Always,
Because you do what
Simon.
you do, Simon. You know, it's always good to have you back, man. You know, you guys
Yes.
are always here. This is always your second home on the show as well, too. But I want to thank you so much for doing what you do as far as in the community. Now, you're actually, your positions as far as with the NFL alumni, when you guys go out, do you guys have like certain things that you guys actually do for the kids? Like you might be talking about the public speaking piece, or you might talk about a certain subject versus what everyone else does, or you guys just go out together and just do what you do?
What we tend to do is we tend to partner with various organizations within the community, figuring out what their needs are.
Okay.
How can we be a part or support in what they do in terms of mentoring, or
Love
if we
that.
did a youth camp or whatever. Sometimes it's just being a big brother.
Yeah.
To a lot of them. So it just depends on what it is. There are things that we'll initiate, and
Yes.
especially moving forward with the new year. There are some things that we're here.
Yeah.
Right.
One of the things that we're talking about is possibly because what a lot of us are from the Chicagoland area.
Yep.
There's like we know the Bears, but there's a lot of guys that played in other teams that are from here.
Oh, wow.
And we have relationships and understandings with how the public school systems are or whatever, that one of the things that we're going to try to implement coming soon is a youth combine. We're preparing high school kids, getting them prepared for college, actually doing the trainings, the clinics, helping them get prepared. And then with the network that we have, a lot of our friends or former teammates or whatever, some of them coach college, they scout, they recruit or whatever. So we're going to reach out to the various, even like what's going on with the HBCUs, for example. There's a lot of former players that's like what Deion Sanders has done, there's Eddie George. There's a lot of guys that's now taking roles on with the HBCUs. And the thing with schools like that is they don't really have the budget to travel to scout.
Okay.
But if you reach out and say, hey, we got a kid at, Kelvin Park School or Sherwood School, they may get on notice coming out of CPS, but this kid is a dominant kid. And now because we're sending the information out to our former teammate or somebody that can say, hey, so-and-so looked at them so they can respect these testings, Now we've helped some kids get some scholarships, get some exposure. So we're hoping to do it here, and it may trickle down to the other chapters in areas like ours. But, like we have a lot of, like you always hear about playground heroes, playground legends.
That's right,
I mean, in all sports. I mean, baseball, basketball. There's so
yep.
many guys that come out of this area. People always talk about, we could talk about Jose Abreu and all these other guys, but let's talk about so-and-so and so-and-so. And remember, he could dunk the ball. He could pull quarters off the top of the backboard. These guys are true.
Yep. Yes, it is.
There's guys that run 4 threes, but there's a guy that legitimately runs a 4-1 somewhere,
Yes, sir.
It's just that nobody knew who he was or whatever. So hopefully we plan on getting more, and not so much the big events, but we want to get into the community.
But I think that's one of the biggest things about being discovered, because there's so many what we call gems of the world or gems of Chicago that a lot of people don't know about, right? Yeah. And I think the thing that you guys are doing, and that's why we always say that the community is first, right? The community's first, and then that's where it builds out, because in order to come from the community, people are going to say, oh, man, you know what? That guy, Simon, you need to check him out, because this guy can actually just tackle somebody like you've never seen before, right? Or that person can just run like you've never seen before.
Right.
And then it just takes that one connection to be able to say, hey, you know what? We need to talk today.
Well, I'm sure you guys coming up, you all knew that kid. Like, man, I remember so-and-so, maybe they kind of pushed you, or you used to, run with them on the field, at the neighborhood, or on the street, because there wasn't fields, everywhere. You run on the street with them and they can do all these plays and stuff, but you get to a place and that person didn't. That kind of sticks in your mind. Like, whatever happened to them, and if they would have gotten that opportunity, where would they be today?
That's right.
So I love that you don't lose that.
Right.
And then it trickles down, and now you're like, hey, I can do the outreach. We can combine that with build some skill set and put you guys in front of people and possibly change some lives.
That's right.
Amazing.
That's a good point. Simon, man, it's always good to see you. Like always, man. We're doing some big things, man. We're gonna definitely be working with you guys for the NFL Alumni, Chicago style, and I'm just so happy to basically have you here, but also, we here. This is a home away from home. Thank you, bro.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Once again, everybody, that's Simon Chandler, everybody. Yes. Simon. Coming up next, everybody. You already know. Coming up next, it's my guy. It's another one of my guys. This guy, this guy here is, he's a former board member of the NFL Alumni, but he's still a good brother to all of us. And one of the things is that, this gentleman here, it's all about personality. It's all about how you go ahead and play and you make things happen for everyone that's actually in the community, but always having, a really great connection as far as around town in Chicago and throughout the NFL, brothers. So I want you guys to make sure that you put your hands together for none other than my man, Mark May. Yeah, baby. Mark, what's happening?
Thank you for having me.
Hey, I see you got that Minnesota Vikings on, so I think they already know.
Did you see?
You got the purple on there.
Did anybody notice Rick's body language? Rico was like, he kind of turned his back. He was like, Vikings. You got Vikings.
Mark May, welcome back to the show, man. So
Yes.
happy to have you back, like
So
always,
glad.
man. You look good, man. You look good, like the rest of the other guys too. But you look good, and it's good to have you back. So let's start off with the first question: what team did you play for, and what was your position?
How much time do you have?
How much time I got?
In Westfield, the team's on the screen.
Okay.
The game.
Yes.
My brother thought it was the ending credits.
They turned the game off.
So, in the NFL,
Yes, sir.
Dallas and Minnesota.
Okay.
In the USFL, here in Chicago, New Jersey,
Okay.
Birmingham for 2 days.
For 2
2
days.
days.
2 days. And then Orlando.
They do
And
that?
then Orlando. So, but in the U.S., you play for the Vikings, right? The Vikings itself. Okay.
I'm
so
still stuck in
sorry.
the 2
Did
days
we want the
thing.
volume up?
I was
Go ahead.
like,
I'm
how
sorry.
did you
Okay.
do
All
that
right.
for
So
2
I want to
days?
make sure. I want to make sure we're good. Okay. So
Tell her about the 2 days.
the 2 days. Yeah, the 2 days. The 2 days.
I was in camp. I was in camp with the Chicago Blitz.
Okay.
They tried to move me to. They put me on waivers. They tried to move me off. I called a girlfriend. Talked to somebody I knew in Birmingham.
Okay.
They picked me up. I flew from Phoenix to Birmingham. The Blitz had a couple of really bad practices while I was gone. So they traded back for me. Part of the players that they traded the rights for Walter Payton
Okay.
for me. So I go from Birmingham back out to Arizona. So I was only there for 2 days.
Wow.
Wow.
A little
Okay.
jet lagged, but
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
good experience.
So Mark, playing for all of those teams that you have.
Where do we start?
The position
Where
I
do we
played
start?
was tight end.
Okay.
That was tight end.
Oh, that was a tight end. Oh, okay.
For everybody.
Was that for everybody?
For everybody.
For
Okay.
everybody.
Man, so that's interesting because certain coaches see certain positions that certain players can play. Was it something that you stuck with, or was it that one coach said, "Hey, I got this, and this guy can really play this one, so don't have him go anywhere else or play a position"?
Well,
how did that work?
Tight end wasn't my choice.
Okay.
My college coach tried to get me to do it. He sold it wrong. He said, "May, if you get a little bit fatter, you could play tight end."
Oh,
And
geez.
Oh, wow.
That turned me off of it
Well,
altogether.
yeah.
Imagine, you're 19 years old and the coach is telling you to get fat. I wasn't trying to hear that.
Okay, so let's not repeat that coaching tactic.
However, after my first couple of pro tryouts, once with the Los Angeles Rams and then with Cleveland especially, I realized that I was not going to be a free agent backup wide receiver and returning kicks. So I put on more weight, played 5 years of semi-pro football at tight end, and in '82, Dallas signed me as a tight end.
Wow, that's cool, man. That's awesome.
Listen to your coaches, kids.
Yes, unless
He could have sold it a little bit different. Let's be fair. Right. I need you to get fat.
Right.
You know?
I just need you to put some more weight.
Right.
Eat more cheeseburgers. Be good.
Right.
Right. I think it's crazy because when you think about that, you always think about toning based off, I guess, the position, right?
Yeah.
Because man, I see those guys and like Akeem Hicks and those guys is just so freaking huge in the middle, and they're fast. They're ready to actually just take off. But it's all about how you build around it and get really strong to be able to push the guy in front of you out the way, right?
Right.
But even if if you stiff arming somebody, you stiff arm them the right way. I'm starting to see these guys now like get really angry and just push the guy like crazy. I'm like, man, that guy. I don't want to get my neck snapped off like that.
Well,
you know what I mean?
There's a method to it. There's a method to it.
It's a method to it.
Yeah. I got to play a couple days in a tryout in Memphis with Reggie White. And
Okay.
He was known for the hump move. And what we'd do is he would look at the offensive lineman's feet, and the minute that they got off balance, he hit them on the shoulder.
Yeah,
and they were
fly
350 pounds toppling over.
Wow.
Man.
And it's just about reading when they're off
Leverage,
balance.
right? Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I know there's always a technique to it. So with each team, there is different coaches. So there's a coach for the quarterback. There's a coach for the safety. There's a coach for every position.
Inside linebacker, outside linebacker coach.
Yeah.
Interior D-line coach, edge rushers. Everybody has a coach.
Everybody has a coach.
There's just as many coaches as almost players on the field.
Pretty much.
That's what it feels like, right? Yeah, it feels like that, right? When you played for the Vikings, how long did you play for them?
Just a season.
Just a season, right? Okay. 1 year.
Yeah.
Pretty much, right? But you cherish that.
Yeah. Oh, they invite me back every year. They feed me. They take me to a game.
Yeah.
They get me drunk. It's a great place.
It's a great best tip job.
Temp job. I think what Rico really wants to say is you weren't there long enough to be wearing all them colors.
Man, but that's cool though, because
they treat you nicely.
It's a connection that you have.
Yeah,
right.
And one of the great things about them is they really reach out to their former players. And I was up there this past October, and they've got a new museum there.
Oh,
and
wow.
so I'm walking through the museum, and the guy asked me, "Well, what years did you play?" I told him what years, and so they've got a piece of old Metropolitan Stadium, the outdoor one, and they've got signatures of all of the players that played there.
Right.
And then for the Humphrey Dome, they have a part of the tarp that was the ceiling. And so the guy says, you can sign up here. So I have my name in the Vikings museum.
Oh, I love that.
Wow.
It is. When the game's over, it doesn't feel like it's over. And sometimes people wonder. It was interesting when we first brought the alumni in. I was like, wow, what kind of people we're going to come across? Because it's those players that they're not there for a long time, but long enough to make certain impacts. And it was a part of their journey and their life.
Yeah.
So it's good that they still allow that they acknowledge all their players.
They treat me great. I know one game I'm up there with my ex, and Paul Krause, a Hall of Famer, career leader in interceptions, is bussing tables for me.
Oh, wow.
That was too surreal.
So, going back to, I'm about to say going back to Cali. I wanted to say that so bad. So going back to Minnesota, to the Vikings, did you get a chance to meet the players as well, too, like the new players, like Jefferson and all those guys, Kirk Cousins?
No, I didn't get to because of coaching football, I wasn't able to get up there early enough to do that. However, I got Laquan Treadwell's first autograph when he was a youth player with the Lansing Lions, and me and Alan Ellis went to speak at his banquet, and another Viking who I got to meet before he was a Viking, was Jaleel Johnson, who played for me at St. Joe's High School. And one of the things I do with my kids is I have them write out what their goals were. So I still have on my desk now Jaleel Johnson's goals when he was a freshman in high school.
That's cool,
and
man.
I like to show it to the kids. I said, now this guy, he's in the NFL now, and look at his goals. None of them talk about, him starting, how many tackles. It's just about getting better.
Yeah, man. That's awesome, man. I like that. That's so cool. I look at, how you guys played in the NFL, and it's funny because Simon says, stuff that kind of happens a lot even in other careers where things are temporary, right?
Right.
And, in the NFL, you do see that you actually see it a lot now where it's coming into play of, players are jumping from one team to another.
Or sent.
Or sent, that's true,
Right.
right? Or sent as well, too. And I think when you actually, when you actually see something like that, of not just being sent, but also saying, hey, for example, Devontae Adams and Marquise, I think it's Marquise. And there's another guy that actually wants, if Aaron Rodgers leaves to go to, Denver Broncos, right? Denver Broncos, then it's kind of like, hey, I need to, I want to go with him, right? And go from there. So it's very it's interesting how players can say, hey, I want to go there unless they get franchise tag, right? That's kind of a hard thing when I hear about that too.
Well, in Devontae Adams' defense, if I had a quarterback that treated me that well, I'd follow him too.
So I think for that piece, if someone was able to, like what Tom Brady did, so if Tom Brady says, hey, I want to bring all my players with me, and of course the coach says, yeah, you know what, I'm ready to bring whoever you want to bring over. But sometimes the other coaches say, yeah, you know what, I don't want him to go. I'm a franchise tag him. It just sounds like it's such a negative thing to be able to do that and not let the players go.
Like they're holding them back.
Yep, exactly.
There's a business end of it, and if you're part of the business, you understand that.
Yes,
you shouldn't take it personal, although some guys do.
Right, and I think for that standpoint that he has the opportunity to be able to make another team great, just like Tom Brady did with the Super Bowl. But I think it's also involved with the agents too, right? So agents has a lot to do with that because they get paid as well. So I'm like, well, if that is the case, what do we do? What do you do in that case where even like Allen Robinson, when Allen Robinson got franchise tag, but he wanted extra money. He wanted more money than the law allowed. And it was like, no, bro, you're not playing up to that stature. So we're going to franchise tag you because we need you for this year. I just feel that that's a really hard thing for some of the players itself.
Well, you know what? If it becomes too hard for some of the guys, I'll volunteer to be franchise tagged.
Let me show you how this is done. Is that something you guys? You mentioned that you educate, these players before they get to that level of the NFL. Is that something you talk to them about? Franchise tags and not, is that something that's part of the discussion?
The business part of it.
So that they
you
aren't afraid of that word?
You have to tell the kids that it is a business. Some guys keep thinking that it's kind of like, youth league, nice family, and we're all in this together. We've got a team mom and stuff. And
right, team mom.
It's a business.
Yeah, it is. So by going into the community piece now, in the community itself, some of the great things that you've done before. Are you still doing a lot as far as with you coaching, right?
Yes.
You're doing some coaching, right, for the community. Who are you coaching?
Currently, I'm coaching at De La Salle High School, football and basketball. Okay. And
I'm sorry, which high school is it?
De La Salle.
Oh, De La
Institute.
Salle. Okay. Institute.
34th in Michigan.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Nice. Not too far from. Okay. Right. Okay. And how long have you been coaching here?
Third year.
Nice.
Third year.
Congratulations on that.
So you were coaching there last time you were here, right?
I think I was at. The last time I was here, I think I was just ending up at St. Lawrence.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Man, that's awesome. Anything else that you're doing as far as with the community?
Wherever Michael tells me I need to be, then that's where I am.
Franchise tag.
Hey, as long as he's treating them well.
He's treating me okay.
Why not?
So I have
Blair's
a shirt,
my guy.
man.
Even though he's a former Packer, he's my guy. But
Yeah, yeah.
he's wearing the right color jersey.
He's wearing it
This
right
week.
today.
He's wearing it right
He's
today.
wearing it right today.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I have to tell you, I'm proud of him. I'm proud. That's my guy, man. I'm proud of him.
I'm on team Jamar Chase.
Are you?
Yes, that dude
Cham-
he's extremely special.
He is. He's very special, and I love the comment. I love the combo between him and Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. I think those guys are going to be the next top notch in the NFL. You know, guys to be able to look out for, right? I think they're going to give a run for their money between, even Justin Fields and Mooney. Those are another one that's actually coming up, but we need to get another wide receiver on that end as well. But I think it's going to be some great talent coming up. In the next
Justin
few years.
and Mooney are I.
They all right?
Jamar Chase is different.
It's different.
I love it.
I'll take that.
I
I'll
love
take that. I'll take
He
that.
is special.
Yeah, Jamar Chase is special. I gotta give it to you. Well, I got a shirt for you, Mark, man. Because I love you so much, man.
Oh.
This is for you, man.
And
You're
I am a t-shirt guy.
You're a
I'm
t-shirt guy?
Yeah, only shirts I have in my closet are, the
Polos.
gear that I got from the NFL, from the Vikings, and the teams I coach with.
Well, now you've got a new favorite shirt.
So I'm gonna collect a bunch of these. I need 4 or 5 more to get me through the week.
There you go.
Different colors, please.
Oh my God, man, this is awesome, man. Hey, so
Love
we do
it.
have we do have some comments real quick. We got my man Tino checking in. Violetta says, she actually says hi, Mark, and hi, Charlie.
Mark and Charlie.
Skull.
Yeah, only had one for Simon, which is Eileen. She said hi. Now we got replying to Jimmy Conga. My man Tino says, today's NBA reminds me of ABA. Tons of athleticism and talent, too much focus on highlights and not enough on teamwork. Today's NBA is a player's game, which is boring for us who grew up with drama-filled, hard-nosed ball. Well, that's true. That's just true. That's just true in general.
It is.
Tino
He
also,
should coach high school.
he should. And then Tino also follows up. He said, the Bears owner despise their alumni. They treat them like trash.
At least that's the impression they give publicly. He followed up with. Do you guys ever feel like the Bears don't treat their alumni well?
No, they treat them pretty well.
Do they?
Yeah. I can't comment on that.
From what I hear from Charlie and what I see
Yeah, well, we
from
just
the other
heard
guys,
earlier, so it sounds like they actually do treat them pretty well, and maybe they do need to publicize that a bit more. That they
I
do
don't
what they do for their
necessarily
alumni.
think that they care.
To
Interesting.
publicize it?
To care what a couple of writers and stuff in Chicago want to say about them.
Oh, wow.
We did run into
Okay.
that. I did.
Yeah.
I read a lot of articles. I do. I read a lot of articles in regards to, even this whole past firing of Matt and Ryan, which we got a replacement of Matt and Ryan for our new coaches. But, to be able to hear from former players to say, hey, even Singletary reached out to them and said, hey, I would love Olin Krutz, whatever his name is. Krutz. He's even came out and said some things and was like, hey, I at least want to say we need to be going into this direction. But it just felt like what you're saying, like they really didn't want to, really focus on the former players giving that advice. I'm like, those are the best players to be able to get advice from.
So maybe that's
I don't
what
think that they
the comment
care
was referred
about
to.
what the former players think. I don't think they care about what the writers think
Like-
of them.
like Adam
and
Hogue and those
the
guys?
narrative that is put out there, they don't care.
Oh, I see.
Oh, okay. So they
I
don't care
see.
to
I see.
counteract it. They're like, whatever. We're going to keep doing
okay.
what we're doing.
Right. Got it.
But
That's
at some
interesting.
point, you kind of, not that you need to always care about public perspective, but you kind of
you want to be aware
at
of
least
it.
let people be aware that, there is a counteractive side.
Yeah.
You can only counteract that narrative.
You got to pick your battles that you think
That's true,
you
too.
want to fight,
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
think that is worth, Virginia is a short timer, so I don't think she wants to spend the rest of her time dispelling something that she knows that's not true.
Okay. She's like, let's focus on some better things in the community.
Right.
Put that energy there.
Well,
Okay.
I think she's. I'm a caller. She's a beast. She's 99 years old, and she's at all of those games, and I love her. I love just watching her. Right.
Big
I love
shout
what
out.
she's doing. Right. I love what she's doing in general. Every time I see her, and even when she was in a commercial, he was in one of the commercials. I think where the kid was running. He was running and just going through different phases. He was fast kid, and then all of a sudden he passed Virginia. And I said, "Oh, that is a beautiful thing to be able to see her in a commercial like this, and also honoring her as well too, which I think is a beautiful thing, right?" So yeah, we have history, man. We have history in Chicago, but you, sir, you have history.
He's got a lot of history.
That's what happens when you get old as dirt.
No, you look good. No. You look good, man. You look good.
Thank you
And
so
no matter, and I always, to be honest, I always like to see the Chicago Bears play against Vikings. I think that's just a real.
It's an exciting game
an
for
awesome
you?
game. Yeah. I'm not too fond as far. I mean, I like Detroit Lions, in our division, right? But it's
It's a win.
yeah, it's a win. It's a win. But I love playing. I love when we play against Kirk Cousins and play against the Minnesota Vikings. It's a fun game. I really love eating my wings doing that one.
Oh,
But Mr. Mark May, thank
Yes.
you so much, man.
Thank
so
you.
much. It's always
All
a
right.
pleasure. Once again, everybody, put your hands together for Mark May,
Always a
everybody.
pleasure, Mark.
Yes. All right. So coming up next, everybody,
Awesome job.
yeah, this is my guy. This is my guy. Yes, I love this guy. And we go back. We go back like plantains, plantano. we go back. So, one of the things is that I really love about this gentleman here is that we never lost contact with each other. We love actually just continue to talk about different projects that he has coming up and what the Rico No Suave show, but also just on a personal level with hanging out and just making sure that, we keep on top of each other with what progress that you're making. And one of the things is that making sure that, whatever he's doing for the kids, that I continue to inspire, but also he also includes me into things that's coming up where we're going to be doing some things together. This is the president of the NFL, the Chicago NFL Alumni, and you're going to love his jersey because this is my guy. Put your hands together for none other than my man, Michael Blair, baby. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. My man, yes, what's up, bro?
What's up, people?
What's up, Papa?
How you
Yeah,
say,
I am good.
Dale, do sabe.
Dale, ya tú sabes.
Ya
Ya
tú
tú
sabes.
sabes.
Do sabe, dale.
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man.
Man, welcome back.
I'm so excited to be back.
Man, I'm so happy that you're here with me, man. I know we
appreciate
talk a lot, man, and it's always great to see the great things that you're doing, but also, we got some projects that we're going to be talking about that we're going to be working together on, and man, we're going to be hitting the scene, but people want to know, the audience want to know,
Right.
What team did you play for?
Well,
And what position did you play?
Brace yourself.
And, brace yourself, everybody.
all right. So, just like Mark May, just like Simon,
Yes, sir.
just like Charlie Brown,
We
are all journeymen. We are on one team to the next, because when we play in that game, we're just trying to play.
Yeah.
All right, so 97 Chiefs,
Okay.
right after Simon over there. And then I got cut,
Okay.
and then the Packers picked me up.
Okay. Okay.
Where's Violeta? Oh, look at this shit. Hola, Michael.
Hola, mami. So then I went to the Packers,
Uh-huh.
and then during that year, I got cut from the Packers, and then went to the Bengals.
That was a blessing.
Yes. Because I got another check.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's a win, right?
Wow.
Yeah. And so then when you get released and go your active roster and you get released and another team claims you,
Yep.
you have to be active roster. They claim you, and you have to be there for 3 weeks.
Okay.
So that's the
That's
CBA.
law right there.
That's the law.
Yes,
law
sir.
of the land,
The
right?
law of the land, right,
Yeah.
right,
So
right.
I was there for 3 weeks.
Collect
Then
that
they
check.
collect that check,
That's
Collect
right.
that check, baby.
and then they cut me. Hey, but no. So I'm on two team pictures.
Okay.
The same
Because
year?
Green Bay, Green Bay, we took the team picture.
Okay.
And then the week that I went to the Bengals, they was taking team pictures.
That's
Oh,
hard.
wow.
So I'm sitting. 2 team pictures, right? Yeah. So then after that, there was this team that left. They left town in the night. I ain't gonna say
Who it was.
And then, but then a new team came back in '99. Dog Pound, Cleveland Browns.
Ooh, Cleveland
Yeah.
Browns.
So they were known as a new team, an expansion team,
that's
even though they was
right.
already in the league.
Yeah.
Was that? They went to Baltimore.
They went to Baltimore.
Yeah. Came to Ravens. Right. And so in Berea, the facility sat for 2 years dormant. And obviously it was working behind the scenes because they wanted to come back.
Right.
So Dog Pound came back, Cleveland Browns, and then they were known as an expansion team. So then I went expansion draft. And how the expansion draft worked is every team in the league, when a new team comes in, has to put up 5 players. No matter who it is, they put up 5 players.
Wow.
So when the new team does the draft, they'll take a player, and then the team takes a player back. And then when the round goes again, they'll take a player from the team if they want it, and then that team gets to take back. So now you have what's that, 4? You got 1 left, and then they. So,
Wow.
I'm on Green Bay,
Yep.
and then the Browns. The draft comes, they only take me. First back in the draft, only player, only player from Green Bay taken. You know who else is on there?
Who?
Reggie White,
Yeah.
Brooks. Right? These guys they're at the end of their career.
Wow.
Nobody's gonna take them.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? I was like, you know? So the guys that they put on there, and then they take me. So I went to Cleveland in '99, and then
Oh, Michael.
and then I went, and then after the season, I went to NFL Europe.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, that's when the NFL, was saying, hey, let's go ahead and have similar to baseball, because that was like the big talk then. Like, why does baseball have 10,000 levels before you make it to that 25? And so they had NFL Europe. I loved it.
Okay, was it a lot? Was it different from here, or?
It was actually So I played with Frankfurt, Germany.
Okay.
Okay.
The Galaxy.
Yep.
I played with Galaxy. And before the game, now the stadium held 60,000, 70,000. Before the game, it was 30,000 pregame. I'm talking about not pregame when we're out there warming up. I'm talking about pregame tailgating when we pull up to the stadium.
Oh, wow.
I've never seen nothing like that before. I was like, what are all these? This don't happen in the league. You
like,
show up
we
in the-
famous,
We for real famous, right? We competing against football over there,
Yeah.
right? American football versus football, right? So, but in the German league, man, they love football over there, American football.
Wow.
Yeah. So I played a year over there,
Okay.
and came back, and we New Orleans Saints.
Ooh.
2000, yes.
Okay.
Ricky Williams was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was with the Saints.
Was Thomas there?
Thomas,
I think he was a wide receiver. Thomas?
No, Joe Horn was there. No, I played with Joe Horn and
Joe Horn.
No, yeah.
Who's the coach?
Bruce Hazlitt.
Okay. Bruce. Okay.
It was Coslett for the Bengals.
The Bengals. Okay.
That was some. Yeah. No, the Bengals experience was completely different for me. It was completely different because I was already distraught that I was, I mean, you get cut and, you're crying like a baby because this is something that you play your whole life.
Sure.
Right.
You know, and then you get into this thing and all you want to do is just play at this time.
Right.
Once you recognize what the business is,
Yeah.
you just want to play. I just want to play football.
Yeah.
Where were you at the longest?
Green Bay.
Green Bay?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I rocked them the most.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they gave me my first car. My first bank account. You know what I mean? She was my first. It was only puppy love with the Chiefs.
Right.
Hey, yeah. Huh? Love just the same.
Right.
Yeah. Gave me my first card, my first player's card.
Yeah.
So do they reach out to you ever as alumni?
All of the teams do.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Listen, they talk to the alumni.
That's
They
good.
they take care of us. It's a myth of what people think. Now, don't get it wrong now. They talk to me. But if it was like a Rico Suave, you know what I'm saying? They gonna make sure that he good when he comes to the combine, right? They gonna give him a booth, you know, all those kind of things. You know what I mean? He gonna get more bubble gum in his gift bags.
Right. Oh, you're gonna get the green M&Ms.
Right.
You know.
You get the green M&Ms. You know what I mean? So it's all on pay scale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're making more money, you get a little bit more time. If you in the same what do you call it? You in the same booth.
Yeah.
Yeah, but ain't nobody talking to you.
Right. That's so funny.
But you there. Don't get it twisted.
So did you do any scouting as well too, like over time, like scouting for new players to
Absolutely
be able to help?
not.
No.
Nah. So all right, it's
a lot of
work. It's
work,
work.
huh?
Yeah.
It's a lot
You
of
know
work.
what? Gosh, what is it? McKenzie. Reggie McKenzie. I remember I was like, "Hey, Reg, I want to be a scout." He says, "Nope, you ain't ready." I said, "What you mean I'm not ready?" He said because you fresh out the league, and you gonna compare every athlete to you, and you gonna be mad because it's not you. Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Fine, damn."
He sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
Exactly. And then it was like 4 or 5 years later. Then that's when I got into the scouting, world sports management. I took a class.
Okay.
Wow.
You know, and I was like, all right, cool. I think I could do this.
So basically, he was telling you were still too in your feelings
Yes.
to scout at the time.
And I was in my feelings. Because I was the best. And I still think I'm the best.
He's like, I could have did that.
Exactly. And it's real, right? Because
Yeah.
what people don't understand is, think about it this way. You go your whole life playing a sport, and you literally you're in love with this sport. Literally. And then somebody comes along and says, you can't eat Snickers no more? Blasphemy.
Yeah.
I want my
Right.
Snicker.
That's right.
Give me candy.
Right.
No, you can't have it. What you mean I can't have it?
I can imagine that there's probably a lot of players, that's where the whole mental health
Yes.
piece comes
100%.
in, because you're riding that high for a while, and then like the rug is just pulled out from under
oh
you.
my goodness.
100%.
You know,
that is
so-
it. And this is why the alumni has to be as strong as it is. This is why we have to be there, because we are the transition for these guys. Mm-hmm. It was a
That's
transition
true.
for me. You know, we don't necessarily want to go out. We would like to. We'd like to play all for the rest of our lives until the wheels fall off, right?
Right.
But what's really exciting to us is the locker room camaraderie. It's the lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's the events that we go to. It's the
Yeah.
people that we talk to.
Yes,
Those
sir.
are the endorphins right there that we, you know, the second part of it. And so that's our job. That's what the alumni's job is,
To keep that going.
to keep that going.
I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
So, you know, we take care of kids, and we do the camps for them, and we are their Sherpers as they go on this journey. But the bigger kids, the middle class kids, right? We got to take care of them too, because they're in a transition themselves. They're on a journey, so we have to make sure that they're good to go. And so we provide that locker room space for them. We provide that camaraderie for them again, and we say, hey, come on out, do some things, come talk to some people, right?
That's so great.
I
And
think-
it's such a
you know-
necessary piece.
And I think that's why I get amazed, because it's whatever happens after, because Kayla Branham, she does it really well when she says legacy after the locker room, right? And a legacy after the locker room is you guys still holding on your legacy as to after the locker room and moving forward, and anyone else coming out of the locker room, you want them to be a part of that journey to keep it going.
Absolutely,
right? And
absolutely.
I think that's a blessing to be able to have guys like yourselves to be able to go and see who's coming out of that locker room. And,
Absolutely.
And even let's just say, even if those guys are temps, right? Like you guys say, temporary, right? To be able to help them, because that's a mental thing.
It is.
That will
It is.
kill.
But
That
they
will
need
hurt
that
someone.
reassurance that said, you know what? You did this.
Yeah.
Yes.
You were here. You did do this.
Yes.
So I sometimes feel like, some people come out of there with their heads spinning like, damn, did that really happen?
Right.
I was there, right? Like, I didn't
Yeah.
make this whole thing up.
Right.
So that gives them that reassurance that you can claim this. You were there and you
Yep.
did do this. Now this is what you can do moving forward.
I got a
Right.
question about the practice squad versus the active roster. 'Cause
Talk to
that's
me.
always a big piece in regards to the upcoming kids or the upcoming practice squad to be able to have that chance to get on the roster itself. The alumni I see that can actually be, well, let me go back. I got too many things I want to say about that. But when it comes between the practice squad and also the active roster, when you were playing, or if you have seen people, what's the culture like between the practice squad versus the active squad?
All right. Let's get this. let's clear
It
the
sounds
air
like
on
this
this
is going to be an
Yeah.
interesting conversation.
Yeah,
You know what the difference is? You don't play on Sunday.
that's it.
That's the
That's
only
it.
difference?
You just don't play on Sunday.
Wow.
You better not get it twisted.
Right.
Go out there and think you're on practice squad and not go out there and practice like you a pro.
That's
You on the
true.
first thing smoking.
Right.
You on the first thing with a brown paper bag
Right.
and a rotten apple. That's what my yeah, exactly, right? No, practice squad.
I would think they'd have to be kind of better, if anything.
They practice. You are on the team.
Yes.
The second difference is you're getting $5. Everybody else is getting $10, $15, $20.
Right.
So you make half of what your check is supposed to be.
Right.
Right?
Do any of those people ever get recruited? Like, is there...
Absolutely 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. And some people get hidden there.
Say that again.
They get hidden. They're like, so when I went from Green Bay to the Bengals, right, I was put on practice squad to get hidden because they had to bring in another lineman.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Right. So the lineman that got hurt, they didn't want to release him. So they kept him and put him on PUP.
Okay. Yep.
Right. They didn't want to put him on IR because if you get on IR, there's some
Long time.
yeah, there's some other unavailable. Yeah. PUP is
It's like
physically
unable. Yeah.
Physically
physically
unable to perform? Unable
Yeah.
to perform. Okay.
So
So
That
it's
means
strategic. They just put them in
strategy,
there.
right?
Okay.
So that means remember now, please do not misunderstand. Is this Michael?
Yeah.
It's a business,
Right.
and don't you forget it.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Okay, so you can't perform. I'm not gonna put you on IR because I'm gonna lose you for 4 weeks, 8 weeks. Once I put you on IR, I can't bring you back.
Right.
You have
Correct.
to fulfill the term.
Right.
Okay, but if you can't perform this week, you week to week.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
So those guys that actually, and thanks for clearing that up, because I've always wondered, and you're right about that, because I read an article in regards to how much practice squad players get versus active squad. I mean active roster, right? And of course, there's going to be a difference because you see that practice squad. Is there in the practice squad piece of that? Is it always like the young ones on the practice squad, or is there older guys that are there too?
Yes, it's the young ones. You're only allowed to be on there 2 years unless it's changed.
I see.
Yeah. So
I
it's
see.
when the young guys come in and we say, all right.
They changed a little. There's some veteran now.
Some veterans
Okay.
Okay.
Some veterans that's on there.
All right,
Okay.
cool.
Because
Yeah.
again, it goes to that hidden thing.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, the hidden.
Keep 'em
Yes.
around.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a vet.
The events.
But we want to put Jaleel Mack out in the meantime.
Right.
Yeah.
I see. I see.
See how that works out.
Yeah.
Just in
Yeah,
case y'all didn't hear that, he said
Right.
Khalil Mack.
Right. So with
man.
so going from the Packs to the Bengals, Holmgren said, "Hey, we're gonna get you back. Just keep working hard, but I don't think you're gonna clear waivers." And I was like,
So would they put you there to kind of just keep you active for a little while? And,
No, I was-
practice until you.
I was supposed to go to practice squad,
Oh, okay.
active roster to practice squad. and then I didn't clear waivers, meaning when I got put on the internet, when I got put on that sheet, and they got all the players on there.
Yes.
That's the waivers. Everything.
Right. Waivers. I'm thinking, what are you signing?
Yeah. No, so it's and they put you on the computer, and then every team can see who got released.
Oh, yes.
And then they go and they take players from there to fill their roster back up. All right. And so you get so many days to be claimed, and if you're not claimed, then you are outright a free agent.
It's
28 to 48
hours.
And you're outright a free agent.
Wow.
And so I didn't even make that. Like I got cut on my day off. Yeah, Craig.
How you get fired on your day off, Smoker? How you get fired on your day off?
I got fired on my day off. I mean, we can joke about it now, right? But man, I bawled like a baby.
I'm sure you did, man. I'm sure you did.
It's all good. That's
Like,
the
don't
thing.
be opening up old wounds. Like,
Right,
come
I
on.
know, right? No, I'm good now. But that's the thing when people don't understand, right? That's why I don't sit in the stands. Get him out of there. They need to get rid of him. Man, this ain't Madden on Xbox.
Wow.
This ain't what's the other one?
You'll be the one that screams
Fantasy
back.
football?
Why don't you leave?
Yeah, right? It's not fantasy football where you just
Right.
erase names just because you can.
Yeah.
All these people livelihoods. I remember when I was with the Bengals. When I got to the Bengals, I can't remember his name. A DB, he was like, "Man, hungry dog got to eat. Hungry dog has to eat.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And you got to put that food on the table." He said, "You think you coming here is gonna make me be afraid of you?" He said, "I'm gonna step my game up so high. You need to do something because I need to provide for my family."
Yes, sir.
Right.
And that's what people don't understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so,
Yeah, I agree. I think sometimes people lose sight of that fact that these are people with families.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That instead of just the players on the field, you know.
oh yeah,
I think the hard part about, me looking at, from the outside on TV or going to a game is just, it's experience as far as us fans have, but the appreciation more is to be able to know when players can be consistent on a team, right? And my heart breaks because when I hear another, like they was doing Ladarius Mack's brother, speaking of Mack's brother got cut from the practice squad, came back again, got cut again,
oh yeah, that's normal.
and then
That's normal.
I'm like, man, this guy got to be going through some depression. Like he has to be calling his brother like, bro, why is they keep cutting me? What's going on?
We're not really thinking about it like that.
Huh?
We're not at that moment.
Not at that moment.
You just like, all right, whatever. Let me go home. Now you're thinking about, okay, how do I break my lease on this apartment? Blah,
Right.
blah, blah.
right.
Those are things you're thinking about.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
real
And then
life kicks in.
real life, like,
I
okay,
got to worry about
am
how
I
I'm going
gonna
to pay my
stay
mortgage
here?
this month, you know?
Right.
See, I think and that's part of it, right? That's part of
Yeah.
the depression phase, right?
Right.
Is that how do I continue my life in general when I get cut? Because I have to think about those bills. I have
Is
to think
there
about
support out there, or they just like drop it once the axe is dropped?
They
it's just
they
dropped?
send you a letter.
those. Dang!
They send you a letter, and then
Thank you for playing.
and then
I mean,
insurance sends you like you no longer have the insurance, right? Because the medical for us is like superb, right? It's
Right.
phenomenal, right? So, but then they send you another letter. I was like, what's this? It's like, oh, health insurance. Okay. Cobra. That's what it is. Cobra.
Cobra, right? That's
Yes.
the extended.
Cobra.
Right.
Cobra.
Wow.
And those are the things that you got to pay for.
Yes,
But
right.
when
you
I,
have to pay for your own on that one. Yeah.
right, so the point that I'm making is to add to your point is or your statement is there was no outreach, outplacement, transition. This is how you do this when you get into the real world. It's a fantasy. Everything is taken care of you, and it's your job to be attentive and learn. It's your job. It's not nobody else's job but yours.
right.
Right? And so this is where this is what we try to do before you get there. That's why we want to have these camps, these NFL alumni camps.
To not get swept up in the fantasy
to understand
part.
the business behind it.
So it's just like any other job. You get fired or terminated.
Yes.
Or however you want to
Call it
word
when
it.
you want. Cut, fire, terminate.
Whatever it is. And then you just out here looking for another job.
Yeah.
Just like the rest of us.
Yes.
And see, that's something you don't think about. Like, yeah, I mean, you're used to a lifestyle that's matching your pay at that time.
Exactly.
You know, I don't know if it's an unemployment option, but that's not going to help much compared to that lifestyle.
Unemployment does. I filed for unemployment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But is it going to pay you what you got, what you made?
Hey, you be surprised. No, so when this was after
So
my
again, like any other job.
yes. So after my last stint with the Saints, you know, I transitioned to Atlanta and I was doing some things out there. With a good friend of mine, and he was like, "Y'all, file for unemployment." I was like, "What's that?"
You're like, I could do that?
Yeah, I was like, "What's that?" So these are these things that these real world things that nobody
Right.
talks to you about, right?
Right.
It's like high risk, high volume of dollars.
Right.
And then I was like, "How do you do that?" Of course, you know, you never done it before. You ask questions.
Right.
Please do not be afraid to ask questions.
Ask
Yes,
questions.
exactly.
So I said,
Our tax dollars at work.
exactly, right?
You put that money in. So,
Exactly.
I mean,
So how do you do that? And then yeah.
yeah, that's
Oh,
what
the
I said.
FICA.
You
Yeah,
guys
FICA,
put that
it
money
takes it out.
in.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
give
It's already
every
an
right
account-
to it as anybody else.
It's already
Right.
accounted for.
Yeah.
When you're doing it. Yeah. And so I filled out the paperwork and I was like, "Ooh, this is good money." But of course, you got the details, right? You need to find another job,
Right.
and those kind of things. So
But at least, okay, so then just me as a like
No,
that at
it's
least
fine.
makes me feel better that you have a little float time to get your whatever.
At
you're gonna
least
do
some money
next.
coming in.
Yeah,
hope.
because you know, like you said, like you don't think about football players as like the everyday person. Like
Right.
in your mind, you think like, oh, they got this bank account, imaginary bank account stashed somewhere, the just in case account.
Right.
You know.
well, the good ones will have that. They still have the rookie symposium, right? But I don't know if they have it for everybody because I'm not sitting in the office.
Right.
When I was there, I didn't go to a rookie symposium because I wasn't a draft pick.
Oh, okay, so it was bypassed.
So, yeah. Right. Everybody doesn't go to a rookie symposium. And then, so now, like when I started collecting real checks, and I say real because it's your contract, right? Because everybody gets paid the same during camp. All right, so for 4 weeks, you're getting paid the same.
Yes. Yes.
I think in my era, I was getting $1,000 or $800, something like that. $1,000 a week, right? So if you get cut after 4 weeks, how much money you make?
$4,000.
$4,000. Now you at home crying. You better make sure you got your degree,
Right.
When you save that,
And
money,
broke.
right?
and
Yeah.
broke. You know, and I was at home at my mom and dad's house in the same room that I left for college in.
Yeah.
With the
And
car
see-
there.
Yeah, it's the car bed and everything.
With the car
Vroom,
bed.
vroom. Formula One. Let's go.
Right. But it's to your point, it's these stories that people need to hear. That humanize you without lack of a better word. Normal, you know, you're just like everybody else.
Yeah.
In that aspect, until you get to that little fantasy world for a while. How do you stay grounded through that?
You got
You know?
family.
Yeah.
Your scaffolding has to be strong.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have, I've heard horror stories of family that's taking all their money,
Oh my gosh.
right? I've heard horror stories of significant others spending all the money, you know, and
Well,
just
I'm
doing
no-
things wrong, right?
Wow.
Right? I mean,
Yeah,
but you
Yeah,
and the
that's-
locker room
that's-
and the friendship and the connections that you make of people that you trust. Because at the end of the day, we are always asking, guess who? The guys that are in the locker room.
Right.
Yeah.
And the guys that are in the locker room are always talking like, don't do that. Especially if you got a vet that's off the chain, like William Henderson. Oh, when the hell William Henderson took me under his wing as a free agent. To me, that's huge
Yeah.
Right.
because they always take the draft picks and they partner them up with a vet.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about the free agent? What about us?
Right.
Right?
Right.
And it's like also to get back to what you're talking about, you stay grounded by having those conversations with guys that you trust in the locker room because they have the experience and they're going through it. Yeah, that's it. And they can guide you and teach you how to do things. I learned a lot through other guys. Trust me, you walk outside the stadium and you go to your car, and sometimes it's like 15 business cards on your window, and it's like, what
do I do with
people?
this?
Like, who are all these people? What do they want? What is going on? You know, and everybody wants to be a part of you because of that shield. Mm-hmm. Three letters. Not for
it's
long.
amazing that you guys have the organization that you do.
Yeah.
That you're able to provide that type of outreach and awareness so
Thank
that
you.
these guys know what they're getting themselves
Absolutely.
into. Red flags, what to look for, what not to look for. And for
Appreciate
the
it.
parents too.
Yeah.
You know, as one of you guys mentioned about, you know, listening to your coaches and advice, learning to take advice, and you don't know everything, and understanding you don't know everything, and allowing yourself to learn about it.
Oh, yeah.
So you definitely have a major place in that.
Yeah.
And I can tell you it's really, really great what you guys are doing. And
Appreciate it.
From the community.
Thank you.
So, you know, we're going to be wrapping it up in a few, but
No.
you know, there is, I know, but there's some
it's
photos,
like-
there's some photos that I do want to put up because there's some things that you guys have been doing around the community that, you know, you guys have been really doing some really great stuff, you know, for a lot of people, a lot of the communities, you guys have been going strong with going out to these schools and going out to youth programs and doing youth programs and things that you guys have coming up as well. And, you know, just looking at, you know, some of the things that you guys there. And there's Angel. Yeah, there's Angel and Ken right behind them. Yep.
Violetta, see your man. Go eat your man, girl.
Yep. So, you know, you guys have been really doing. There's more expansion, of course, here in Chicago that a lot of people need to really understand that the Chicago NFL Alumni has talent to be able to expand whatever you may be going through. If you're thinking about going into sports, you guys do a lot, and you guys have a lot of knowledge to be able to teach the youth to be able to move forward. That's what I really like about what you guys do, and that's why I'm so glad to, you know, be a part of what you guys are actually doing in general, right? And having that great connection to, because we're all about the youth, man. I mean, we love the youth, and we love to inspire the youth as well too. But you guys done something with COVID-19, which is awesome, right? That you guys just did something with COVID-19, and you guys also had a station or something like that out there, or you were guys
Radio
helping with-
Ritmo.
Was
We
it
saw that out
testing?
there.
So it was just former NFL players. Charlie Brown, you was there, right? This is at Hamilton Park, right? So was this a vaccine station or something like that you guys were there and everybody would just come in and meet and greet?
No, they would.
Oh, okay.
They would.
We have a partnership with CDC.
Okay.
So we
great.
did this with the Chicago Department of Health at Hamilton Park in Inglewood.
Okay.
So Inglewood is a high-end area.
Right.
And we do have plans on trying to do a few more other going into Logan Square, Humboldt Park,
Okay.
North Lawndale, few other areas that we want to try to get vaccinations.
So the Chicago NFL alumni chapter is involved with CDC, and you guys are actually wherever there is, you know, a vaccine station or something like that, you guys go out and do multiple things there and host it, right? Host it as well
Nice.
too. That's awesome. That's awesome. How big does it get?
That turnout, I don't know. They said about, I don't know, it was like 100 people.
100 people? That's good.
Majority were first-time vaccinations.
Oh, wow.
So kids too.
100 people getting vaccinated. That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. And it was from 11 to 3, and I'm sure it goes by really fast for people to go and get their first and second doses as well. And it's just awesome, man.
Do you guys have plans to do this again?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, when is the next one? Do you know? Okay.
We want to try to do about 4 more, and
Okay.
we're looking more so for us. it
About
would
4
be
more.
better coming into the end of February.
Okay. In February.
It'd be better. We try to do an event with DJ. We got gifts.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Send us a flyer so we
Yeah.
can make the announcement for you.
Yeah, we definitely want to make sure that people know about where you guys are going to be at, and then we can even join you guys too if we after the show.
That would be amazing.
That would be
Yeah.
love if you guys are doing something on Saturday.
You
or
guys
Sunday,
can
let us
actually
know.
be there doing your show.
We could.
We
We can
could.
actually be doing that. Doing this.
Blair.
Yes, I like that.
I just think it.
But man, you being the president of the Chicago, NFL Alumni, the chapter itself, man, you guys have been doing really great things, man. And I wish Ken was here. Ken was here
he
as well as
couldn't
Angel
make it.
Lopez,
Yeah.
and having all you guys here. As far as it's just a blessing. For us to be able to see exactly what you guys are actually doing. We do have a lot, like I said, we always talking, so
Yeah.
we definitely got some things that's going to be coming up that is going to help you guys grow as well as to help us grow, but it's growing for the future of the youth as well.
Absolutely.
That's key. That's
Absolutely.
key. So I always got a shirt for you.
Oh.
You know I got a shirt for you. So,
I get my shirt again.
Yes.
I'm a two-timer.
Yes, you are.
right, we
You
gonna
gotta fill that
we
closet
franchise
up.
it. This is a franchise tag right here.
I want a signing bonus. Can I please have more food?
Right, we got you, man. We got you. But, man, this shirt, as well as everything else that you guys have actually done, but you, as far as being the president of the alumni chapter Chicago here, man, we want to thank you guys so much for always being
Yes.
involved as far as with us. But we're always happy to have you guys on, man. We got big things coming up, but you guys have been doing big things around.
Appreciate it.
And helping the gyms, and you guys are gym, young and old, like Charlie Brown
I like
said.
it.
The older kids, right?
I
The
like
older
it.
kids,
Exactly. Exactly.
That's one thing that I do love, man. But congratulations, man,
Appreciate
on
it.
everything that you guys are doing. And
Absolutely.
stick around. We're going to hang out for a little
Absolutely.
bit.
Hey,
Okay?
can we one shout out real quick?
Yeah, go
Absolutely.
ahead. Yeah, of
Go
course.
for it.
Jamaica Bobsled.
Jamaica Bobsled.
We didn't even get a chance to get
Jamaica
into that.
Bobsled.
Like, we're gonna have to have you back because
Yeah.
there's just so many
Yeah.
layers that we need to peel back.
Yeah.
You guys need to
Absolutely.
hear about this gentleman. So
Yes.
hopefully we have you back again
Yes.
so we could talk a little bit about what stuff
Absolutely.
you're doing.
I was on the Jamaican bobsled team for the Pyeongchang 2018 Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
We didn't qualify, but just to be a part of that fabric of
Yes, you were there.
just to be a
Yes.
part of that fabric.
You did that.
Yeah, because the 2022 team made it, and so that's why I'm like, fellas, do your thing, man.
Bobsled.
Yeah.
Woo!
That's hot, dude.
Isn't it right?
That's hot.
Good luck, fellas
But once again, man. thank
and
you.
ladies. The
And
ladies made it too.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
so,
awesome.
big
That's
shout
great,
out.
man.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for blessing
Appreciate
us with your presence as well as the team,
Always
man.
a pleasure.
Once again, everybody put your hands together. My man, Michael Blair. Yeah.
Such a great energy in the room.
Tom Brady.
So, news just
News
came.
just
Breaking news.
Breaking news, everybody.
Breaking news.
It's a
Breaking
sports
news.
thing. Breaking news. You hear here. Tom Brady just retired. Is that right? Is that right?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, they call the NFL alumni, letting them know that Tom
Man.
Brady just
Tom
retired.
Brady
Wow.
just retired. You
Congrats.
heard it here first.
Wow, that's right, right?
Yeah, Giselle came up with that
Ooh, you
decision.
need-
Right,
You
breaking
don't have like a
news.
breaking. You don't have a breaking news dance.
No.
Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news.
One guy, my man John T. for free said you should have been a comedian, bro. He said if you wasn't in the NFL, you should definitely be a comedian.
appreciate
man.
that.
Big shout out to him. But well, once again, everybody, put your hands together for the Chicago NFL Alumni Chapter Chicago. All right, everybody, we got to get out of here, man. But we want to thank you guys so much for actually being here on the show with us today, man. We had such a blast. I know that we went over, but it was worth it, man. It was very worth it to be able to go over to actually see exactly what the Chicago NFL alumni is actually doing around town, throughout Chicago, and maybe be branching off to other states as well, too. Once they see how well that they're doing here, and this is also for the youth, that's what it's all about, everybody. So I want to thank the Chicago NFL Alumni Chapter for being here with us today. Also with my co-host, Valerie Molesio, my production assistant. My production assistant rocking it out. Yes. as well. So next week, everybody, we have it directamente de Brazil. Yes, he's coming in. My man Luciano Antonio will be here. He'll be playing a little bit of music, a little bit of acoustic music here on the Rico No Suave Show. But I want to thank you guys so much for being a part of us here as well too. And don't forget, make sure you guys Google Chicago NFL Alumni Chapter. Make sure you go and Google those guys. Follow them everywhere, everybody. Follow them everywhere. Yes, ChicagoAlumni.org.
Woo!
Nice. I
Nice.
like
That's
I
it.
like
Yes,
it.
that's it. That's
That's
it.
the
Appreciate
one.
you.
That's it. And also on Instagram.
Instagram.
También. Yes, at Chicago NFL Alumni.
También.
Check those. También. Ya tú sabes, right?
Tú
So make
sabes.
sure you go and check those guys out. And everybody, we will see you guys next week.
Woo!
Once again, as we end off the show, everybody, just like this.
But